Things been like going, going, going. I've been going, 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 but we here now, so we about to get it in. So first off, hey, you already know Flex Up is out right now. It is completely out. The album is out, the single is out. You can stream it on all major digital streaming platforms, major distribution, iTunes, Apple Music, Google, Amazon, Deezer, Napster, iHeart, Spotify, Pandora, anything that streams music on a bigger level, you can get it. All right. On a big level. I mean, it is literally in over 25 plus stores as far as streaming ability. So go check that out. Don't worry about it, Architrail. It's all good. Go check that out. Check that single out. Going in, Flex Up is, oh, my bro said it's litty. He done already checked it. Big shout out to you, Architrail. Appreciate that, man. Big shout out to you all. Yeah, definitely having a little bit of fun. You know, nothing major, having a little bit of fun, letting the people know. So we're going to get a conduit. What's going on? By the way, we do have a tier 2 VIP member to announce this weekend. All right. This is our final tier 2 package that's going out, and I'm going to make another tier 2. So that's going to be going out. I'm going to announce this person this weekend. It is our 4th tier 2. That is the last tier 2 package of the Purple collection. I will make another collection going into next season, or another collection period, and you'll be able to get that. So what's up? I know Galactic has already checked that Flex Up on him. He checked it. Mary Beanie checked it. Architrail done checked it. I seen the pre-sale orders was up. People pre-ordered it. So when it came out, they automatically had it. So yeah, Flex Up on some real stuff. We're really going in right there. But let's get into this money game. Let's talk about money. Like, we're going to talk about this money, but we're not going to go real in depth about the money and all the critical and technicals. We're going to just give some people an overview so that maybe people have a clearer understanding about how the money moves in, okay? Because if you watch the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, some of you didn't watch it because you didn't even want to see it. And unfortunately, Lewis Hamilton had to retire the car due to hydraulic issues. But with that happening, it created a situation for Aston Martin and talks of the commentators about the money that they would get by them being bumped up to that 10th spot. Not only bumped up, with them trying to also battle, I think it was Alfa Romeo, were trying to battle them, because in the constructor standings right now, they're even. I think they're even at like 55 points, right? But if I'm not mistaken, Alfa Romeo has finished higher at times, more times, and then they also have the fastest lap. They also have a fastest lap. They finish high as 5th, whereas Aston Martin doesn't have a fastest lap, doesn't have a pole position, and they only finish as high as 6th. So all of these things equate up to money being divvied out to these teams. So they're trying to get this money up, right? By how they finish, by the wins, by the placement, the constructor placement. All of this stuff matters about the money they get. But there is money that doesn't change, that they're all going to get when they finish the season anyway. And that's that slice of pie that so many people are debating whether Andretti should be in, whether Porsche should be able to come in. All of these things. Audi is a different story, right? Because Audi is taking over the Sauber chassis. So they're not a new team coming in. There's still only 10 teams on the grid. They're just going to take an existing chassis that's there and put their branding on it, put their power unit in it, so you don't have to pay that dilution fee, right? So the dilution fee is a fee that a team has to pay if they're going to enter brand new, like Andretti probably wanted to enter brand new. So he would have had to pay a dilution fee, which is $200 million, I believe. It's $200 million, right? So this is your feed, so you can enter the good old boys club, right? And with that $200 million, it will be divvied up among the existing 10 teams that were there prior, and they will get $20 million apiece for now sharing that piece of pie, that prize money, that season money with you. So there's a controversy, right? They're thinking like they're going to get less money. Not necessarily always true about the less money. Because let's say the team comes in, they bring in a high market value, merchandise salesing, a whole nother demographic, clients, like the pie can get bigger. Although your percentage doesn't change, if the pie gets bigger, your same percentage also grows with that pie growth, okay? So it can be a positive thing too. And we're going to talk about Ferrari, how things are a little bit different, because I know people are saying like, Wolfpack, what's up with this scale? Red Bull won the championship 2 seasons in a row. We're going to be real and factual, put some quotes around that. 2 seasons in a row. We already know Red Bull won via a scandal in 2021. Then here we go. This is probably a more legitimate championship, although the cost cap lingers, right? They broke the cost cap by $1.8 something million. And then they get a fine because they breached the cost cap. Now, also keep this in mind. Red Bull knew better than to go to the cost cap adjudication board because they knew they were wrong already. So they went ahead and took that ABA. A lot of us don't like the fact that the ABA handed a penalty. Red Bull said they didn't like it, and then they allowed Red Bull to kind of manipulate and manufacture their own penalty, kind of like Pablo Escobar did when he said, I'm going to turn myself in, but I'm going to build my own prison. I'm going to have my own guards. My guys are going to come in. I'm going to have women come in. That's kind of similar. So it really didn't resonate. But they got a financial penalty of $7 million. That ain't shit. I'm telling you right now, that ain't nothing when we go over some of these numbers. And I said this to begin with, that $7 million is nothing. Remember, just now in Abu Dhabi, they were talking about Vettel and Aston Martin getting another 5 million euros if he was able to overtake Danny Rick. 5 million. And this is for finishing 10th, going to 9th. 5 million euros. Just for a placement there to change. Think about it. $7 million? A penalty for breaching a cost cap where Ross Brawn said this cost cap has teeth, and if you breach it, will cost you championships? No, because Red Bull breached not only financially, they breached procedurally too, all right? So I'm just here to say we're not going to go deep into money. So like I was saying, people are going to say, why do you got Ferrari, Mercedes, then Red Bull at the bottom? Well, you do see I have Red Bull leading the pack to give them respect for the fact that they did finish with the driving championship and a constructor championship, although they didn't finish 1 and 2 because Max Verstappen definitely is not a great teammate. But you'll notice the money signs, Ferrari getting more, Mercedes getting second most, and Red Bull third most. Also, I'm going to address this. I saw somebody put up a post saying that Max Verstappen, by Forbes, the highest paid Formula One driver over Lewis Hamilton. You do realize you don't go by bonuses and all that. And even if you did do that, Lewis Hamilton's base salary is still more than Max Verstappen's base salary. And if you add in the bonuses and the endorsements and the sponsorship money, Max Verstappen is not making more money than Lewis Hamilton altogether, period. Period. He's not. And I'm going to tell you something else. Unless he cleans up his act, gets better character, it's likely he will cost himself sponsorship and endorsements because people don't like his character. I don't know if you realize that or not, but there's not a lot of people trying to sponsor Max Verstappen and have him on commercials. I'm just saying. It's not. It's not. So that's something to consider. But somebody put that post up because people are desperately trying to shadow Lewis Hamilton, and that's understandable because he's the GOAT. And you're going to do that to somebody who's the best. If you don't like the guy who's the best in the GOAT, you're going to try to replace him as soon as possible. Although Max Verstappen, on his way, if he can finish out the rest of his career, his contract goes to 2028, he might be able to overtake that championship record. We don't know. But let's get to this. Now, I'm going to show you something, okay? Teams get money, and it's done in kind of like columns, right? Column like phases. I'm going to show you some of these phases. Now, remember, these numbers are not exactly or reportedly what they're going to get for 2022 or any. These numbers are strictly here to just kind of give you an overview, give you a sense of what's going on and how much money it is that these teams receive in the season, and then kind of compare that to the financial penalty that Red Bull had to pay for $7 million by cheating and breaching the cost cap. Whether that money went into development, employment, wherever it went, you spent more money than your competitors to get an edge somewhere, all right? So let's get this in here real quick. Let's check this out, all right? So we're going to go into this slide. So this first slide is this. If you notice, the first column, now the first column, every team gets this. Every team gets this column, okay? Every team is going to get that, all right? So now remember what I said. It's not about the actual numbers of the money. It's not about that. It's about just kind of seeing what's going on. Now you'll notice you see Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, Red Bull, Renault, you know, is Alpine, Haas, Williams, Racing Point, Aston Martin, and then Sauber, Alfa Romeo, okay? So you notice. But notice column 1, every team, $35 million. This is that equal slice of the pie that teams will get just for being certified in Formula One for consecutive seasons. Like you're here, you've been here, $35 million is now your slice of the pie for being a competing team top 10 team or 10 teams in Formula One. Everybody gets that, okay? Everybody's going to get that. Now, if a new team came in and they paid the delusion fee of $200 million plus the $20 million that all those teams would get, then it would be somewhere around $55 million for that season is how I see it, all right? So then let's look at this. The next column is prize money. Now, this is where money will start changing and differencing, okay? Because this is prize money for their standings the previous season. Now, if you see down here 10, which is Toro Rosso, which now is AlphaTauri, you'll notice that it's 17 million. That's where they were talking about the $5 million euro if he could get. So if you do the 21, the 17, right? Okay, you kind of get that fact that Vettel would have been getting that next spot to get that 5 million of the euros, whatever the math may be. So column 2, it changes. Not the same because it's all based on where these teams finish. Realize Mercedes more than Ferrari here at 66 million because I believe this is the year that they would have won the championship, so they got more money there. So 56 million for Ferrari, 66 million for Mercedes, 46 million for McLaren, 32 million Red Bull, and then so on. Now you're going to come over to the bonus section, okay? The bonus. Now, we're going to talk about another section that's not really listed here that might surprise you all. You're going to be like, how the hell does that work? It works, okay? So now you have the bonus section. Now, this is the Constructor Championship bonus section, all right? This is where these teams are going to get a little bit more money based on what they've done in the season. So as you see here, bonuses, Ferrari, 114 million. Now, this section, column 3, could be comprised of the other money that I'm going to show you that Ferrari also gets for something that you probably didn't know, or you probably were like, how the hell does that work? And it's also going to prove why Ferrari is the Formula One love child, okay? Mercedes, 76 million, McLaren, 71, Red Bull, 33 million. Nobody else beneath that, nothing. You didn't finish high enough, and then it totals it out here. Now, let's look at this, all right? So you should be following along right now. We're kind of getting into the little money thing, but we're not going to get too deep. By the way, happy holidays to everybody. Once again, Flex Up is out in stores. Stream it today. You chilling, put it on, turn it up, turn the speakers up, listen to Flex Up. I'm going in, all right? So then you see this, right? So let's go ahead, and now we're going to go into the next section, all right? Now, the next section is going to show you how the money trickles down, all right, from like the top on down to the teams and so on. There are some areas here that are very interesting to know how this money is going throughout these teams and how teams are getting additional money and why some of these teams are getting additional bags that other teams aren't getting, okay? So let's go ahead and go over to that board real quick. We're going to slide on up and we're going to slide on over. Boom. All right. So we can go from the top. We're not going to worry about all the way at the top. We're going to come on down here to the teams. Now, listen to column 1. We already talked about that. You'll see the figures are different. But figures are going to be different. Like I told you, the numbers are just here as example. These could be different years, different seasons. But point blank, this is still how the dynamic, how it is constructed and how it works technically. Okay. Now, you do realize, still in column 1, everybody the same for that piece of pie that they're getting. You'll see the teams over here have changed, which tells you different year. You see Formula 1. Now, that's the FOM. We won't worry about that. You'll see Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, Force India, right? Previously to the race point. Then you're going to go into Williams, Toro Rosso, AlphaTauri, Renault, Alpine, and so on. Sauber, which now Sauber will be taken over by Audi going into 2026, okay? So Audi's going to take over the Sauber chassis. So if you notice in column 2, again, the money changes due to where they stand. But let's look at something right here called the longest standing team payment. Ferrari are receiving an excess of anywhere from $60 to $90 million just from being the longest standing team. Do you hear me? Ferrari is receiving payment just for being the longest standing team in Formula One. They're receiving an additional bonus for that alone by itself. Alone by itself, they're getting that extra bag for that, okay? An extra anywhere between $60 and $90 million. I've seen different figures, but anyway, they're getting some additional millions of dollars like no other team is. No other team is getting this bonus besides Ferrari for being the longest standing team getting a payment. I'm not sure if that's something to justify a team continuously getting a payment for on through the future, on through to the history, just for being the longest standing team. They're getting that bag. What else are they doing for Formula One, and what else is Formula One doing for them? That's kind of a conflict to me, but it's there, okay? But then you come up, they're not the only team, right? And I don't know if this is going to change with Red Bull now getting multiple championships, but as it stands right now, and you notice it's not in red. It's not in red for this bonus. So I'm not sure if it's going to be the same, and if next season we'll see Red Bull also get this same bonus that Mercedes gets. Mercedes gets an additional bonus anywhere from $20 to $40 million. This number probably could range, but as you see right here, it's identified by $30 million. Mercedes is getting that bonus for double championships. For double championships that Mercedes has gotten that they said they were going to do, they've gotten an additional some-odd $1 million of additional money that went their way. Whether that continues to go on in the future, I'm not sure, but I know the Ferrari one, it's still running. And now you have the CCB, which technically would be, I think, the solid column 3, which is where now, column 2, really, I think is where it stands in. Or it could be column 3. Either way it goes, it's after 2, right? So you'll go into the Constructors Championship bonus fund. Now, this is going to be the top 3 teams. You're going to see Ferrari there. You're going to see Red Bull there. And you're going to see Mercedes there. Mercedes a bit more money here than that. So this is how the money kind of breaks down. It gives you an overview. I'm not trying to go too in deep. It's a holiday. It's Thanksgiving. I'm just trying to be here with you, share a little bit of extra knowledge here with you that some of you may have not been aware of. So you can see how much money is going in between Formula One, in between these teams. You got a longest standing bonus for Ferrari for some odd millions of dollars. You have a double championship bonus for Mercedes for some odd millions of dollars. Will Red Bull get that same type of bonus? I don't know. There are also other nuances in there that you didn't see there, okay? There are other things like, what was it? Williams gets a heritage bonus. Williams also gets a heritage bonus of something $1 million. And I don't think that's outlined right there on that graph I had, but Williams does get a heritage bonus. And it's not outlined here, I don't believe, right? No, it's not outlined here. But Williams does get that. Williams gets a heritage bonus, and I'm probably sure they probably still get it. So these are some interesting things to know about the money and how it kind of flows into Formula One, right? Because some of these things will make you say like you're giving a team a longest stand. That's why I say Formula One and Ferrari, they're those parents and kid. Ferrari is the love child of Formula One. I'm trying to tell you. And there's another Red Bull. Red Bull also get an additional bonus for a Concord agreement or something that they signed. So Red Bull being the first to sign a Concord agreement. So Red Bull also get an additional bonus, and I don't know where that figure lies, but it still is some odd millions of dollars that Red Bull get for being the first to do some type of agreement like that. So these are information and things that we can know. Now, we already know Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, as far as Constructor Championship goes. So those guys are still getting a bit of money. And this is why I say the $7 million that Red Bull has been fined is not enough money for them breaching the cost cap, not only financially, but procedurally. $7 million is nothing. If you look at some of the money that they are getting just for making the placement in the Constructor Championships, this tells you $7 million in their prize money in column 2. Even if you go by this $32 million they got, minus $7 million, that's nothing still. It's something, but it's still not enough to be considered, to me, a penalty of such egregious actions that Red Bull already kind of led to them taking, said they were taking, blamed other teams and said they would do it, but didn't. I just don't think $7 million was enough. You know what I'm saying? I think it should have been more like your prize money for that season. You forfeit. You need to pay that back. I think it should have been 30 plus $20 million. They should have to give that money back. Plus, the wind tunnel time should not have been adjusted. They came with 25. They manipulated, let them break it down to 10. Like, none of that should have been done if you see how much money is going around here, especially now that we're in a cost cap era, right? 145 season before, 144, 140 this season, and 135 next season. These teams can't overspend. Imagine if that was still the case, what Mercedes would do, what McLaren would do, what Aston Martin might do, maybe, and still even Red Bull, what they would do. We've seen what they would do breaching the cost cap. They made the fastest car on the grid breaching the cost cap. You can't, until you can legitimately show me on documentation and prove it that it didn't go into making their pace to car development, I'm not going to hear it. If you breached, you breached, and things should have been done just like that, right? And also entering into the ABA saved Red Bull from not costing them championship points. And they knew better than to proceed with the cost cap adjudication board, because they definitely would have lost that. And then championship points were on the board to definitely be lost, and therefore a championship to also be stripped and then given to the rightful person, which would have been Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton for what took place in 2021. That should have happened anyway. But here's money just on a broad level so you can kind of see, hey, what kind of goes on, how that money breaks down, kind of see that board again. I'm going to go ahead and show it to you again so you can kind of get an idea. And if you want to take a screenshot, just look at it and kind of like ponder over like, damn, a lot of money floating a lot of different ways. It's kind of giving out and divvied out. The Ferrari longest standing team bonus is kind of iffy. Like there, Mercedes double championships, not in red. That's okay. But we'll see if Red Bull also get that. But Red Bull are also getting a bonus that's not outlined here for, like I said, the Concord agreement. So there are things going around for every team here. And yeah, that's what's up. And like you said, hey, I'm always going to be at work. We're going to have another e-race. It's going to be set up for Saturday. We're going to post it. The link will be up. It will be set up for Saturday. We will have a live, and I may go ahead and award the person the tier 2 VIP. Their coin is already being fabricated and made. I put the order in yesterday, so they should like that. And also will come in a floating coin stand like this one, so they can put it on their desk. You know what tier 2 comes with. Tier 2 comes with a lot of stuff. Let me see if I can find a tier 2 package so I can show you all what tier 2 comes with. I'm pretty sure I got it. So, yep, there it is, tier 2. All right, I'm going to show you what the tier 2 package comes with, and it should be right behind here. So this is what tier 2 package comes with. The last purple collection is going out to the recipient that I'm going to announce this weekend. It comes with 2 drawstring bags, the purple collection bag, and Wolfpack bag, so you can carry it. It comes with the Lewis Hamilton Brazil helmet. I think it's 2021. It's going to come with a custom Wolfpack coin. A custom Wolfpack coin that's also going to come in that floating stand. It's going to come with the Lewis Hamilton flag. It's going to come with the purple collection shirt and hat, the Pirelli tire keychain, and 2 player cards. All of that comes in the tier 2 collection. And our last and final part of this collection is going to be divvied out to somebody this weekend that has earned it. So be here to celebrate that person, as I would always ask people to be here and celebrate you when it comes your time. Now, there's going to be Galacticus. What's up? Do you think Red Bull Racing went over this year? I do. I think it's possible they went over this year. I do think it's possible, because you notice they stopped bringing updates, and I think they stopped bringing updates because they were in fear that they had already breached and didn't want to breach more, or they were already right there about to breach and they stopped. They stopped bringing updates that they wanted to bring, like the light package. Remember, they were supposed to bring a Red Bull lighter package, and then we never saw it. Either they implemented it and they didn't report it, or we just never saw it because they didn't want to breach. So that is also something that's very possible, Galacticus. Big shout out to you for that. So yeah, that's highly possible, man. Highly possible. Like literally, I'm here and I'm cooking a turkey. So like I'm gonna have to go in a minute, because I gotta make sure that turkey stay based. It don't get dry and cracking. It ain't whacked up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing that. I've been up all night preparing content, trying to get ready to come in. I just want to spend some time with y'all. It's a holiday. I don't want to let a holiday go without spending time with my Wolfpack family. You feel me? What I'm saying? Plus, the Wolfpack family just had a major drop on social media, on all. You can even use my song in Instagram posts, Twitter posts, Facebook posts. The song is majorly distributed. Flex Up is out everywhere. iTunes, music, whatever you want to go, Flex Up is out. Not just no small little project where we just posting it on some little, like we do things bigger here. We gonna do things on a bigger scale. That's what the Wolfpack family does. We do things like here, you know what I'm saying? Like really up top. Big shout out to you, Patrick, late owner. Remember the ball, Jaguar. Right, that is true too. Good, and that's another one of our members that has a fond amount and database of knowledge in Formula One. Mary Beanie, Nall, Maria, Galactus, Dave. A lot of the members here have been watching Formula One for decades. So the membership and the family and the community here are well knowledgeable base for us to be able to pull from. Not to say we don't make mistakes, but it's to say that, trust me, we got some guns in here. We do. Big shout out, no pun intended. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, happy Thanksgiving to anybody that applies. If it's not still, have a blessed day. Have a good day. Flex Up is out. Go stream that song. You can listen to it. Go play it. Like, hey, doing projects. I'll probably come out with another one soon based on the car, doing some other things, just having a little fun. By the way, we are going to be under construction probably very soon, getting these things arranged, trying to get things pocked up, get a pod, get all the custom parts out, do all that stuff. So things are going to be shaking, but we still going to be moving and grooving. I'm still going to be here with you all. We still going to be dropping content. I will post the race details coming up probably this evening as I'm kind of resting and watching everybody enjoy themselves. I will post the race details, and I'm going to try to get with the drivers to see if we can't have a presser either Friday or early Saturday, but we're still working on that. But we will be streaming a race live on Saturday, so Joshua and other people around the world can continue and participate. So if you want to, Arcatrell, what's up? Big shout out for that. Mike Super Sticker dropping bars on the wing. Forget metaphors. We talking about real rap. Real rap. So we talking about that for real. So I'm not even a rapper. I'm not even a rapper for real. So what's up with that? So yeah, big shout out to you. Also, we're going to see if Joshua can compete. Broken Hypocrite can compete. All those guys compete. Dave, we're going to try to get Denzel in here this time because he didn't get a chance to make it last time. So we're getting a heads up on it. Try to send that out. If you want to compete and you want to participate, you need to be a subscriber and a family member. Go ahead and submit a friend request or a player request to me on the EA Sports platform at Wolfpack F1. You should be able to find me just like that. Capital W, capital F, capital P, capital W, capital P, capital F. Everything else lowercase, and the number is what it is. So I'm going to get with y'all. I got to go ahead, get this turkey straight. I don't want to burn it up. People got to eat, and I don't want to be mad at me because I'm not eating. I love y'all, fam. Stay up, be safe, drink water, eat healthy, stay safe out here. The flu is out here. COVID's still out here. Y'all make sure y'all stay up. I'm glad Mary recovered. I'm glad Dave recovered. I'm glad Brian recovered. I'm glad Big Hurt and his family recovered. Sylvia Wick, I'm hoping you're recovering. I know y'all stay up. Peace out. I'm gone.